All right. I'm out here at Bump and Grind Coffee House, Silver Springs, Maryland, just outside Washington, D.C. Linked up with Jasper Brown here. What's happening, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. So we got to shout out 16-Bit Spit
Indeed.
because he plugged us in.
Yes.
So, I mean, let's get right into it. How do you know him?
I met Spit initially. It goes back to the first project I ever released. Back in 2007, I put a project out titled Accordingly. It's interesting to me still to this day because when I released that project, the social media landscape was totally different than it is now. Like, we're talking a MySpace page. And so I put a few songs from the project on there. And apparently I had some folks hear the music and put it in different chat rooms and things of that nature. So I had a lot of people that heard the music via that way. And I had really no idea until I just started getting people reach out to me about it. And one of those people that reached out to me was an affiliate of Spitz who has a group called Antioch Alumni. And this group, they actually would do this event that was called Cram Session, where what they would do is they would, for 2 or 3 days, everyone would meet up in a spot in Boston, and we would just record songs. And in doing that, that was the first time and the only time really, I've actually met Spit in person. He was one of the people that was a part of that. He was doing beats for it and also rapping as well. So, and that was in 2010 when that event happened.
So you came up to Boston for that?
Yes.
That's dope.
Yeah. So caught the plane up. It was a really cool environment. I really felt comfortable with the people that I met there, and I definitely dug the beats that Spit had brought to the tables then. But even then, I feel like that was still kind of early on in him doing his production, because he was more so a rapper prior than to
I've
that.
heard
so
a bit about that.
Yeah, so he was kind of getting his feet wet with the production, but you could hear it. You could tell that he had the ear, and that he was gonna progressively get better. So over time, I just would keep in touch, follow him, and the stuff that he would post, beats and stuff like that. And then I guess back in say 2016 or so is when I first reached out to him and said, "Look, I'm thinking about trying to put together a project, and I really would like it if I can get some beats from you." And the process, it took a while, and mostly because of me, just getting the rounds of stuff down and just getting it where I wanted it.
Yeah.
But he was down from the jump, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have him do the whole thing, but I knew I was going to have him try to do as many as fit what I was trying to do. And
he did end up doing the whole thing.
Yes, he did the whole thing.
And that's Purposeful.
Yes.
You got the pin, like, just in case I forgot.
It's for me, this is the first solo project I've done. I actually have done 4 solo projects, but only the first one, Accordingly, and this new one, Purposeful, have I actually pressed up, physical CDs and things like that. And for this one, I did, buttons and stickers and so on. I just wanted to have the option, to for people they want to support,
Right.
Because we're in a world now where everything is so digital and streaming and so on. But there are people who want to show support in different ways. So, if you create something that's tangible for them, then, they'll be more willing to or open to supporting you in that way. So
it's a balance too. Like, as much as people are accustomed to not supporting, like,
right,
you want to give them the option.
Exactly.
A lot of artists don't even, and it's not that it's expensive to print up stuff and
right,
not know if people are going to act, but giving people the option, you'll be surprised.
And that's the thing, when you're someone like myself who I'm doing all this out of my own pocket. There's no given or guarantee that when you put that out there that anyone's going to even care. So, but
do they care?
I've had very positive response so far. So I'm very fortunate in that regard. I appreciate that. I feel like over the past few years, I've been in situations or circumstances musically that have opened me up to different circles of people. In this area here, particular in the DC, Maryland area, as far as the rap community goes, it's very much a 1 degree of separation from everybody. If
Yeah.
if you're anywhere near proximity to the sphere of the hip hop scene, then you're gonna know people, and just because of that alone, it's gonna put you in positions where someone will say, "Oh, I've heard of that person. I never met them or anything like that, but I know of them." And if you just get your name on certain people's radar, they sort of recognize your face. When social media comes into play, it definitely is. It'll help you out. It'll put you in situations where people will reach out and say, "Hey, I heard your project, or someone told me about your project. Do you want to come do this interview or performance or something like that?" And that's what I'm finding happening with this new project, which is something that is fairly new for me, because this is the most kind of promoting and self-promoting that I've done for a project ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. It's
Thank
working.
you. I appreciate that.
Can we talk about the title a bit? So,
Sure. So when it came to me, it was just for me a concept that I wanted to go with. Like when I make music, I'm someone who doesn't just record and rap all the time. Like it's not a thing where, as much as I love, to do it, and as much as I love rap music, it's something that once I started doing it, like when I was say 16, 17, it just totally took over, my whole life in terms of, I used to draw a lot, things like that.
It does that.
And then, the drawing started to slow down, and it just became just writing rhymes and buying CD singles so I can get beats to rap over, and getting a boombox and a mic from Radio Shack so I can rap and hear myself rap and just try to perfect it and so on. But at this stage in life, it's like, you have jobs, bills, things like that, and it's like, for me, when I rap, I'm very intentional about what I rap about and how I put my words together. So it takes time, it takes time for me to, whether it be inspiration wise or just the technical aspects of putting the words together. So Purposeful for me is just being purposeful about what I'm actually presenting, whether it be in the words I'm sharing, how I share them, what kind of music I present it over, and just in the way I present it in general, and just trying to topically, subject matter wise, just speak on things that I feel, have purpose to them. And that's kind of where the basis came from.
Do you meditate?
I do to a certain degree. Yeah, it's even if it's not a thing where I say, okay, right now at this time I'm going to meditate. It's just I like to have time to myself. And whether it be if I'm riding the train, I have a long train ride to get to work kind of thing, I take some time to just kind of zone out and just so yeah, it's definitely something that's a part of
presence has got to be pretty important for you if you're living with purpose.
Yes.
So I listened to I was checking out the album. I mean, right off rip, Pray stood out to me. Talking about a lot on that record.
Yeah.
If you could. So we know, the meaning behind Purposeful and like why you chose it. Right. But if there was a message, like within the album that you were trying to communicate to the world, like what would that be?
For me, it's just be intentional, be purposeful in the way you live your life, and how you present yourself to the world, what you support, who you support, just. I feel like a lot of times we're on autopilot in general, myself included. You just live in a world where you have routines. And when you live like that, when you have to go to work, you have to do this, you got to, shower, brush your teeth, work, and commute, and, you come home, eat and try to decompress a little bit, and you go to bed. It's like, it's just easy to just do what comes natural to you. And sometimes when you're like that, you don't give yourself time to just kind of think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And, so for me, Purposeful is just, put some thought into that, sometimes, take some time to put some thought into the things you're doing and why you're doing them. And if it's something that you're passionate about, you don't have to feel like you're aged out of it, or, you don't have enough information about it. It's like, do the research, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really easy. And I struggle with this myself. Like, you can just become really reactive.
Yeah.
Because you're in that zone, and then things are just like inputs or stimulus, and you just It's very easy to respond instantly with no thought.
Right, especially now when we have everything at the palm of our hand with the phone. We're so we can get wrapped up in what the current thing is, and then we all feel like we have to have an opinion on everything. And I'm personally of the mindset where sometimes if you don't know the answer to something, or if you don't necessarily have enough information on something, it's okay to just be like, I don't have an opinion on this, or I don't have an informed opinion on this. Let me have an opportunity to take some time to do some research if I care enough about it. And if I don't, then I can just be like, well, I don't care enough about it, and just be honest. It's okay.
Yeah, I haven't studied the literature.
Right,
right. I'm not ready to have a snap opinion on this complex social issue that I'm being presented with. Yeah. I hear that, man. Before I forget, so you're talking about 1 degree of separation and all this.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went to a very healthy open mic in DC on Thursday night.
Okay.
It was their first one. They just launched it. Strongly recommend it to you and any DC artists out here.
Nice.
It's called, the company is All Black Everything.
Okay.
All Black Everything _ABE on Instagram. And they're going to do it, I think, monthly.
Nice.
It was dope, dude. It was there was a cover, and they had a lot of non-artists paying to go to this open mic.
Okay.
They had a couple people taking photos. They had video guys. Jazzo was there.
Oh, wow.
Like the originator was there. He did Jigga What, Jigga Who.
Okay.
Like, it was super dope off riff. And they donate, I think, 10% of the sales to a charity, too. So
that's nice.
I would definitely hit that up.
Oh, definitely.
If I were you.
Do you remember what venue they held
it was
it
at Brooklyn on U.
Okay.
So right on U Street.
Okay, cool.
In DC.
Yeah, definitely look that up.
So highly recommend it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll look that up.
I plugged in with a lot of dope people, quickly. Everyone was super cool. So
that's nice.
Shout out. But so, man, you're out here. You're making records here. Mm-hmm. You said you actually... There's a little bit more of a Boston connection than just 16-bit spit.
Yes. So I was actually born in Cambridge. Family was up there. My father, who was actually a bishop, went to Harvard Divinity School. So while he was going there, the family was being born. So I was born in Cambridge. I lived there for the first almost 7 years of my life. I remember we moved down here to Maryland in December of '85, December 21st. And we actually, coincidentally, when we moved down here, we moved to Silver Spring, where we are right now.
All right.
We actually, when we first got here, before we were able to get into our home, we were staying at a hotel that's like not too far from here, on what was it, Colesville. But born up there. My brother still lives in Brockton, so I still have family ties up there.
Shout out Brockton.
Yeah.
Is he a rapper?
No, he used to be. Right, it's my older brother.
Oh, okay. There's something in the water in Brockton right now because they are snapping. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's cool now where even if you aren't from an area, if you know somebody who's in the area, you're just gonna follow these people and you'll get exposed to different artists. There's an artist that 16-bit spit works with named Eastside Sheesh.
I know Sheesh.
Yeah, he's dope. He put out a project last year with Spit. It was like a 6-song, I think it was, kind of project, and that's dope. So definitely, if people haven't heard that, definitely check that out. But yeah, so it's like, and I believe he's from that area too. So yeah, a lot of talent up there.
That's what's up, man. We like the connection as well. So I was listening to your album. I guess I don't need to keep saying that. I mean, but
I appreciate it.
I was listening. Are you a Master Ace fan?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get that? I hear a lot of Ace in your style.
It's interesting. I've heard a lot of people over the years, whether it be from the tone or the patterns. Anytime anybody would
that's a
think
compliment.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Anytime someone would think to say, I hear this person and it's someone who's held in high regard like that, I'm grateful for that. I think the last interview I did, I heard I had someone mention Freestyle Fellowship as well. And again, those are super acclaimed artists. So for me, if someone could say that I hear hints of an artist, but I don't hear you basically totally sounding like an artist, then I'm grateful for that. Cause I'm old enough to where I come from a time where, if you rapped, you all have our influences, but it's like, you got to have your own sound, your own identity, and your own presence. So
It's still like that.
Yeah.
People might not realize it, but it'll
The ones who
shake
stand out. Yeah, definitely.
Do you? Okay, so Freestyle Fellowship. Any nice off top?
I haven't done it in so long. It's like it's not a natural thing for me anymore. When I used to do it, it was in kind of ciphers and just put a beat on instrumental in the crib and just do it. But it's not like my strength at this point. Like I said, I'm very much a sit down, write, kind of intricate in the ways that I try to create my patterns, things like that. So like if I was in an environment where it was like a bunch of rappers rapping and I just kind of was gassed off the energy, probably I could probably let loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing that is questionable how necessary it is.
I mean, yeah, it kind of just depends on what kind of weight you put on it. For some that's still very important to them, but for a lot of folks it's not that important. It's what you do when you create a song. You're in a time now where you don't have to come up through those kind of environments anymore. It's not necessary. Meaning now you could, because we all have the ability to record, whether it be you get Pro Tools or you get Fruity Loops or whatever, and you can create beats and you can get a laptop and get a mic and you can record and you could put a song up in a day or two, and you can automatically people have looking out for you, checking for you, so you can bypass the whole process of the woodshedding of let me practice to get nice and wrap around other people and engage my talent level. Now you can just go directly to people, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Not at all.
I just think that you kind of the process that you would do maybe in private before, or maybe do within a close circle of people that you felt comfortable with, you're doing it on for the world to see.
Yeah, you are doing it much more publicly.
Yeah.
Where can people connect with you?
I'm everywhere. I'm on all the
MySpace still?
If you looked, you probably would still find a profile and log into it, and God knows how long. But
don't message him there.
But that's the thing. I know MySpace had gone through a change where like everything, they lost all the music and stuff that was there. So that was But so yeah, I'm on Facebook. To try to give you the handles, they're all different because it's but if you go on any platform and search Jasper Brown, you're gonna find me. And to get my music directly, just most of it you can get on streaming services and so on. But there are certain things that you wouldn't. You just have to go to Bandcamp directly. So that's jasperbrown.bandcamp.com.
jasperbrown.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
My guy, was there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't talk about?
No, I mean, I feel like I got to give folks who maybe have never heard of me a nice overview of my project. I will say that for some folks, there might be some folks who may have heard me before, just depending on what kind of music you tend to gravitate towards to. Because in 2016, I was part of a group project that was released on an indie label titled Hypnot Records, which is actually kind of based out of this area here.
I know about that.
Yeah, Hypnot puts out projects by now Tanya Morgan, a group called
That's
The
where I
Other
know
Brothers.
from.
Yeah. So in 2016, I was part of a group project that we put out called Them That Do. It was spearheaded by my guy Fat Hentoff. He used to go by MDA Melodramatic, but it was him, myself, and a cat named Chuck Daly. And it was entirely produced by Small Pro. And Small Pro is produced for Sean
his
Price.
Sean P album a lot, man.
Yeah. So a lot of people were exposed to me via that project. It definitely had a larger reach than any project that I had done prior to that. So if you maybe have seen the name or heard my voice of war, that's likely where you may have heard it.
Word. Did you say Mellow Drum Addict?
Yes.
Yo,
See, that's the thing.
That's
So Fat, he's very much a punny guy, and that's so that was my first introduction
Shout
to him.
out to you, dude.
Yeah. So that's his thing.
That's a dope name.
Yeah.
All right, man. Yo, this was dope. Thank you for linking up.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. We're gonna let them know what's good.
Thank you.
Jasper Brown. We're at Bump and Grind. Yeah, we'll be back with more in a minute.
All right, peace.
We could end there, or do you plan on rapping? Do you have some bars?
I mean, if I need to,
Do you want to?
I can kick some. And
okay.
And if it.
All right, we won't announce it. All right.
Positivity is a better movement. Let us do this. Level up and get into this evolution. Revolutionary method music. Get us choosing everything but less excuses. Shout out to the kings and queens with everything to lose that never lose it.
There's so much glory in the story.